Welcome to today's Explainer. Today we're going to unpack something you probably did, I don't know, maybe a dozen times this morning without even thinking twice about it. We're going to completely demystify the hidden physical journey behind a daily action we all take for granted. We're looking closely at the mechanics of motion, and specifically, exactly how your car brakes actually work. Seriously, it's this incredible, completely invisible sequence of events that happens in literally the blink of an eye, and, well, it's absolutely vital for our safety.
Now, have you ever actually stopped to wonder how a fast-moving car can just stop, almost instantly, just by pressing a simple little pedal? I mean, really think about it. You're cruising down the highway, right? And with just a slight tap of your foot, this massive, heavy machine comes to a totally safe, controlled halt. How in the world does a simple foot pedal control that immense force? This isn't just some standard mechanical feature we're talking about. It's a completely fascinating problem of physics, just waiting to be solved right before our eyes.
So to really get this, we have to think about the sheer scale of the problem here. A moving car holds a massive, and I mean absolutely massive amount of kinetic energy. We are talking about thousands of pounds of steel, glass, and, of course, passengers hurtling forward at highway speeds. The contrast here is just wild. You have this incredibly heavy, fast-moving vehicle, and yet, controlling it requires nothing more than a simple, super low-effort foot movement from the driver. Because, let's be real, when you press that brake pedal, you obviously aren't stopping those wheels with your own physical muscle. That would be literally impossible.
So what's the trick? Well, the secret lies in a brilliant intermediary system called hydraulics. Instead of muscle power, your pedal pushes brake fluid through a completely closed circuit. And here's the kicker. Because liquids cannot be compressed, that fluid instantly transmits the pressure. The very second your foot pushes that pedal down, it forces the brake fluid away from the pedal, multiplying that initial tiny force into something powerful enough to actually tame all of that massive kinetic energy.
And this whole chain reaction happens in an absolute instant. Here's the play-by-play. First, you press the pedal. Immediately, hydraulic pressure races through the brake fluid lines straight to the calipers located at each wheel. Now, these calipers, they act like high-powered clamps. They force the brake pads to aggressively grip the spinning metal rotor that's attached to the wheel. And that is where the magic happens. Friction. The intense, grinding friction between those brake pads and the metal disc, it just grabs hold and gradually, steadily slows down the wheel's rotation. And just like that, the entire car comes to a safe stop.
If you want a really easy way to visualize this totally invisible system, just think of it like squeezing a spinning bicycle wheel with your bare hand. The harder you squeeze, the faster it stops. If you've ever flipped a bicycle upside down, spun the front tire really fast, and then just pinched the wheel with your fingers to stop it, guess what? You have been the brake caliper. It is exactly that simple of a concept, just scaled way, way up for immense weight. In a car, your foot pressure becomes the hydraulic pressure, and those brake calipers act just like your hand, squeezing a metal disc instead of a rubber tire.
So, bringing it all together, the pedal actually doesn't stop the car on its own. No, it initiates this really elegant partnership. Friction paired with hydraulic pressure equals safe stopping power. These are the dual mechanical powers that are truly doing all the heavy lifting for us here. It's this highly effective, beautifully engineered partnership between fluid pressure and mechanical friction. And the best part? It works perfectly, every single time, to keep you safe.
Which kind of leads us to a final, lingering thought for you to ponder the next time you go for a drive. What other invisible physical forces are keeping you safe on the road today? We are literally surrounded by these hidden engineering marvels that govern our daily lives, and they're just quietly doing their jobs while we sit back and enjoy the ride. Pretty amazing, right? Well, if you enjoyed uncovering this daily mystery with me today, and you want to understand the physical world around you just a little bit better, make sure to hit subscribe for more simple explanations of how complex machines actually work. Thanks so much for joining me on today's Explainer, and I'll catch you next time.